The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy.
You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today is December 11th, 2019, episode 168. And this week, Chimera Man and CERNing while intoxicated. My name's Basil.
And this is Gonz. Welcome to the podcast where we report disturbing news through the comforting views of super woke Canarians.
Is this, so if I'm following the trend correctly, is this changing every episode, or are we trying to land on something?
I don't know. I'm trying to get some feedback. I'm not getting much from you or anybody else. Okay. So, I just throw it out there. This is
Gonz's special time to just play around in space.
Yeah, I'm going to do it until we have 10 billion listeners.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that'll certainly help the progress. Gonz, are you ready to start off with a Flippy update?
Yeah.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
Okay, so here's the thing. For any new listeners, the Flippy update. Flippy is our colloquial, friendly name for the disembodied robot arm that will take over our jobs and enslave our children, but also keep us fed and pampered. But today, on today's Flippy update, a little bit different. We're not talking about a disembodied robot arm, but this is an interesting site that I found called robotics.news. And you'll see in a second why I think they might listen to this show. But it seemed like a certain type of site. Turned out to be a different type of site. But the headline is, "You've got bots in your teeth. Researchers develop micro robots that can get rid of dental plaque." Ooh. If you're tired of having to brush your teeth, tire no more. Oh man, just such a slog brushing my teeth every day. Oof.
Hardest part of my
researchers from the University of Pennsylvania teamed up to create an army of teeth cleaning micro robots. Some very strong militaristic language. Yeah. Robotics and AI are completely transforming the healthcare landscape, spanning from dental care to cancer-killing nanobots. Engineers, dentists, and biologists work together on the dental cleaning micro robot project. And according to the team, their findings suggest that these little bots are better and more efficient at removing dental biofilm and killing bacteria than current treatment modalities. Apparently, like brushing our teeth is a treatment modality. Scientists, man, or science journalists trying to sound fancy. Yeah. While having an army of tiny robots in your mouth might sound a little weird, apparently it is quite effective. Really, anything has to be better than fluoride. Ooh, just gotta throw fluoride under the bus real quick. Just real quick. Just gotta.
I like how it takes a turn.
Nice little dig on fluoride there. A couple things I wanted to point out. I was thinking, oh, wow, nanobots in your mouth. Okay, that could be, I'm glad they're nano because it would be weird to feel like a bunch of robots climbing around your teeth. But these are not nanobots. These are microbots, which are actually bigger than nanobots. So it's quite bigger? Possible. I don't know. I don't know the official size ranking between micro and nano. To be completely honest, I only know the difference from iPods. There's the iPod Nano and the iPod Micro. And I don't know. I could be wrong. Is there a micro? I'm second guessing.
There might have been at one point. Anyway.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the Mini. Anyways, from what I know, micro is bigger than nano. So yeah, you could quite literally have a bunch of bugs crawling around your teeth. Which, I don't know. I gotta say, brushing my teeth, obviously such a slog that I just can't stand to do anymore, taking up so much time. So some robots might be able to help out with that. But there's something I thought was very interesting. I was looking at, I'm searching around for Flippy news, Flippy updates here, and I find robotics.news. I'm like, oh, good. Thankfully, a reliable source of robotics news. And apparently, I think they listen to this show, Gons. I think we might have inspired robotics news because there's this whole article about micro robots cleaning your teeth. They talk a lot about biofilm, which is not something I was afraid of before I read the article, but now I'm terrified about. And then it goes into this nice paragraph at the end. Better than fluoride. The idea of teeth cleaning robots may sound odd, but it sure beats fluoride. While the dental care product industry has managed to convince the masses that fluoride is essential for dental health, the truth is that fluoride is dangerous neurotoxin. Studies show that fluoride actually does very little to prevent or treat cavities and tooth decay, and exposure to fluoride is linked to a myriad of ill effects, including learning disabilities, birth defects, internal organ problems, and osteoporosis. Consuming fluoride is highly dangerous, etc., etc., etc. And then it said, if you're not interested in teeth cleaning microbots, there are plenty of natural dental care options available on the market today. Charcoal toothpaste and tooth scrubs, sea salt pastes, and coconut oil pulling. Now, Gons, this was just an interesting juxtaposition for robotics.news. I thought that they were a little bit more mainstream, and this anti-fluoride paragraph or few paragraphs here caught me by surprise. Obviously, we are aware of the dangers of fluoride. I'm not 100% sure about the benefits of oil pulling, but I know that a lot of our listeners might be excited to see that being included on the list.
Well, this is an interesting outlet you found too. Vicky Batts, who wrote this article, if you are listening, you can contact us.
Vicky, what's up, Vicky?
Let us know.
Send us an email.
But also, if you look at the tabs of this website, one of the menu options is Facebook collapse. And then another one is fun. Cyber war, and another one is glitch. So maybe we're just on the 2020s news cycle earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, okay, I like this. I think we've found a friend in robotics.news. So go check it out, everybody.
We'll see what happens. All right, well, let's see. We have a...
'Cause I'm DNA.
DNA update. This is the New York Times, the most reliable news source ever. And
going from robotics.news to New York Times.
And only on Canary Cry News Talk. And
see, this is fair airtime for all news.
I'm getting a login blocking thing happening here. So I can't open the article.
Try this. Hold on. We're going to do this live. We'll do it live. Let me grab the link that I had, because somehow the link I had got me around the paywall. So I'm going to go like this, going to copy, working on the fly. We're live to tape, people. Okay, there's the link. See if that gets you past. But this article is kind of floating around. This one actually came to me through Apple News, which is fun. Get it delivered right to my phone.
It's opening all kinds of other applications on my computer here.
Maybe try a new browser.
Okay. This is a disaster.
Turn on your VPN. Gons, come on.
My VPN is on. When a DNA test says you're a younger man who lives 5,000 miles away. And it says here that 3 months after his bone marrow transplant, Chris Long of Reno, Nevada, learned that the DNA in his blood had changed. It had all been replaced by the DNA of his donor, a German man he had exchanged just a handful of messages with. He'd been encouraged to test his blood by a colleague at the sheriff's office where he worked. She had an inkling this might happen. It's the goal of a procedure, after all. Weak blood is replaced by healthy blood, and with it, the DNA it contains. But 4 years after his life-saving procedure, it was not only Mr. Long's blood that was affected. Swabs of his lips and cheeks contained his DNA, but also that of his donor. Even more surprising to Mr. Long and other colleagues at the crime lab, all the DNA in his semen belonged to his donor.
Whoa.
Quote, I thought that it was pretty incredible that I can disappear and someone else can appear, he said. Mr. Long had become a chimera. The technical term, the technical term for the rare person with two sets of DNA. The word takes its name from a fire-breathing creature in Greek mythology composed of lion, goat, and serpent parts. Doctors and forensic scientists have long known that certain medical procedures turn people into chimeras, but where exactly a donor's DNA shows up beyond blood has rarely been studied with criminal applications in mind. Tens of thousands of people get bone marrow transplants every year for blood cancers and other blood diseases, including leukemia, lymphoma, and sickle cell anemia. Though it's unlikely that any of them would end up as the perpetrator or victim of a crime, the idea that they could intrigued Mr. Long's colleagues at the Washoe County Sheriff's Department.
You gotta make your font there, bigger old man.
Gee, you made me open like a weird like sub browser. Is there a zoom on here? There's no zoom on here. Apple's not really helpful right now. Okay.
Control scroll wheel, baby.
Control +sign. Though it's unlikely that any of them would end up as the perpetrator or victim of a crime, the idea that they could intrigued Mr. Long's
idea that they could intrigued Mr. Long's colleagues at the Washoe County Sheriff's Department.
All right, okay. Yeah, there you go. All right, so this guy
cold read, everybody.
This guy gets a bone marrow transplant, and now he's got someone else's DNA in him. What's happening?
What a
here?
strange thing that would happen to find out that you're trying to have a child maybe after this, and turns out that you're just carrying some other guy's ammunition.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing here is they use the word chimera, but this is really in the context between two humans, not between species. So it's an interesting way to use it, but it's true. I mean, it is not his DNA, so he is. I wonder if he feels different.
How did we not play the "In the Days of Noah" jingle?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'll let you find that. But yeah, it's interesting because we talk a lot about chimeras and the implications that a lot of the DNA work being done now has, especially in comparison to the implications for pre-flood civilization and what may have caused or what is thought to have caused God to flood the earth to wipe things clean. It turns out making a chimera is a lot easier than mixing a lion with a goat with a snake, Gons.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
There we go. We did it. We did it. So yeah, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's very interesting. I wonder how much of this I mean, obviously a bone marrow transplant is a very specific procedure, but I wonder what under what different types of conditions this type of thing could be as invasive.
Yeah,
is it something that's unique to our time because of this type of procedure and technology and science, or is it something that could happen if people shared an outhouse too long or something?
Well, it's interesting. My understanding, and we have plenty of medical professionals who listen to the show, so I'm sure I will be corrected if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. But my understanding is that bone marrow is actually what creates new blood in our bodies. Right. So you change the bone marrow, then you have somebody else's DNA working to build the blood, so it builds their type of blood, and then apparently, since we got blood in all the right places, it can transfer that DNA all over the body. So
life
that's
is in the blood.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what's the sort of the long-term implications of that are, but Like I said, this has taught me it's a lot easier to create a chimera than I originally thought. Because, Gons, we all know that transferring the bone marrow from one person to another is one of the simplest things you can do nowadays.
Well, I know what the long-term implications are.
What's that?
It will kill.
That's right. It will kill. Okay, moving on, folks, to the next story. Oh, man, now we just came off the New York Times, and now we're going to another just so reliable news outlet, worldnewsdailyreport.com, your place for world news daily
It
reported.
says, why is the tagline here where facts don't matter? Is this a parody site?
Oh, my gosh, it's a parody site. Have we been tricked?
You were tricked.
I was tricked. Oh no, I'm getting caught in the trap.
It's on tape.
I was so excited about this story and I got tricked by
World
fake
News
news.
Daily Report assumes all responsibility for the satirical nature of its articles and for the fictional nature of their content.
Oh, the most embarrassing thing. Well, that's okay. I meant to do this. I totally meant to spread fake news as an object lesson. An object lesson to all of our listeners, because we got to know how to spot fake news. This is how to do it. Make sure to check.
You read the tagline of the website?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. We're going to push through with an explicit tag that this was some very exciting fake news.
Wow, I can't believe this happened.
Well, that's okay.
This is one of the most... This is a very, I don't know, a turning point in our podcast, our news talk.
Oh,
this is the first, real big...
I can't
hiccup.
assume all responsibility.
I know
though,
you can't.
Gons,
No, we're both in.
I'm
I'm there with
the
you.
Article.
I know. I'm there right with you. But
Well,
okay.
I think the setup is still fair. We're being satirical in our own right about
we're
how
satirizing the satire article.
The credibility of World Daily News Daily Report.com.org. So here's your fake news for the day, folks. This is for you, and it got me so excited. But let this be a lesson to you. Drunk employee arrested at CERN for causing 3.2 magnitude earthquake. You can see why I got so excited about this, people.
Wow.
Oh, no. Geneva, one of CERN's top scientists, has been arrested after, quote, highly dangerous operations were conducted under his authority at CERN's Large Hadron Collider based in Geneva. Oh, I just feel so dirty reading this now. Russian physicist Alexandry Zyuganov has been accused of, quote, breaking CERN security rules by attempting highly risky and dangerous maneuvers after he urged technicians to push the giant 27-kilometer-long particle accelerator to its limits, avoiding potential warning signs given by his coworkers while intoxicated by alcohol and under heavy medication. The operation is believed to have caused an earthquake of 3.2 magnitude on the Richter scale, comparable to the impact of a large lightning bolt, assess experts. A history of recklessness of this fake man. This just delicious story of a fake man and his fake deeds. The Russian physicist, known for his bold character, has been an outspoken CERN critic since he joined the team of international scientists nearly 5 years ago. He is a man of extremes, explains his co-worker, Romanian physicist Yuri Malania. Quote, he is possibly one of the 100 most brilliant minds in the world, but his character is like that of an erupting volcano. He wants everything to go faster. He strongly believes we are decades backwards in science. He wishes humanity could already be colonizing Mars and the moon. He wishes to leave his mark and push the limits of science into the 21st century. Creating a black hole. The controversial scientist is also known for his obsession with dark matter and black holes. His quote, his dream is clearly to recreate a black hole within the LHC, explains French science journalist Jean Legrand. Quote, he has always been a strong supporter within the European scientific community of increasing the capacities of the LHC and is at the origins of the highly controversial proposition of LHCx, a process which would accelerate particles at speeds 1,000 times faster, although most scientists do not approve of such tests for the moment. Last year, his controversial views and statements on the LHC provoked a wave of hysteria after Pope Francis warned such tests could have disastrous consequences for humanity and could, quote, open the gates of hell. Which that should have given it away immediately, because we all know Pope Francis doesn't believe in hell. Oh, so embarrassing. But an entertaining story nonetheless. Nothing else to talk about. Nothing else to see here, Gons.
I will spin it for you so we can save some face, okay?
Okay.
Here's what happens. This is how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
Stuff like this goes down.
Save me, Gons.
Things that are real like this happen, but there's no way to really tell the public, right? So that's why they go to they go to reporters at worldnewsdailyreport.com where facts don't matter. And they say, hey, why don't you put this out there? Because, we don't want people thinking this was real.
They put it out as a red herring, even though it's a regular herring.
Yes. That's our meta spin.
Yes, meta spin, Gons. That's why you're one of the most prolific and exciting conspiracy theorists. We flip fake news on its head. It's called fake news because it's true.
We tell the truth, which is the fake news.
Oh man, this is all gonna be sound clipped and used to destroy us, Gons. Okay, we've got some. We have a
Nephilim update.
What do we have? Yeah, we have a Nephilim update. But I know I'm trying to lead you in there because we have some big announcements to make. Following our huge debacle here. But first, give me that Nephilim update, Gons.
Nephilim update.
According to you, we've already talked about this story, but
I think we have, but
okay. Well, I think
it's worth mentioning again.
We may have. It's kind of in my brain somewhere, but I don't recall exactly. But this is stuff.co.nz, but the story's all over the place today. Giant penguin species, cousin to the monster penguin, discovered at over 1 meter tall. So maybe that was it. Maybe we reported on the monster penguin, but now they found the giant penguin, cousin of the monster penguin.
Oh, wow.
That's possible. So an ancient giant penguin species has been discovered to have been living in the Chatham, or is that Chatham Island? Islands. Sure. The ancient penguin species Kupaupau stilwelli shared the seas with other ancient penguin species recently discovered on the South Island's east coast. Kupopo had human-sized cousins, including the recently described monster penguin, the Crossvallia yparensis, with the species standing at about 1.1 meter tall. Kupaupau fills a gap between ancient and modern penguins, University of Canterbury alumnus Jacob Blokland said.
Just the gap we needed to fill.
Yep, the perfect gap for the evolution theory. Yes. But here you go. They're saying that, it's a 60 million year old penguin, and it's the one that they have in the little diagram here. The Crossvallia yparensis stands at 1.6 meters, which is about, what is that, about 5 foot 3 inches, something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so that's a pretty terrifyingly huge penguin.
Size of an average woman.
Yeah.
It's a big penguin, big cuddly penguin, big Nephilim penguin. Made of the sons of God and the daughters of penguin.
But also, Batman was it was a documentary on some of the villains of the earth, these humanoid penguins. Okay. So that's
penguin.
Giant penguins.
Nephilim update. Nephilim update.
Okay, everybody, here's the thing. We've got a very exciting announcement. We've teased it before. We've talked about it in the past. And we are constantly setting Facebook on fire for all of its misdeeds against the privacy of us and our listeners. So here's what we've done. We've spent a lot of time extolling the Canary Cry community on Facebook. It's a community of like-minded Canarians who listen to all the Canary Cry material and get together, talk about it, pray for each other, fellowship, post memes about cats, and talk about their latest conspiracy theories. And that's still a great place to go. You can go to facebook.com/Canary Cry community, but we could not, in good conscience, continue to promote Facebook without also presenting an alternative. So many people are not joining the Canary Cry community because they just don't like that on their permanent record. And now, the alternative, canarycry.community. That's right. Canarycry.community is a URL that's so exciting. We've broken the mold. I know, we got a .community. It's a real URL, folks. Go to canarycry.community. It is a very robust forum service that we have found. We've built it out, and with the help of Smiley Pants, our very good friend and technical helper, helping us put that together. I hope that's okay that I throw out his pseudonym there. You will see him on the canarycry.community. And here's the thing, folks. In this world, we know how important it is to connect with like-minded individuals, whereas Facebook has been the main platform for that for too long and taken advantage of the need for human connection for their own personal gain. Now, you can head to canarycry.community, sign up, make an account there, and it is a strictly Canary Cry based community forum, and it's got a lot of fun things. There's badges, there's rewards, there's all sorts of rankings and stickers and cool stuff that we've built into the application there, as well as always new fun stuff that we're going to find to add. And so I recommend, I plead that everybody go to canarycry.community and join the forum. Join up. You can connect, talk, chat about whatever you want to chat about. There's a bunch of topics already being talked about in there. We're talking about Bible prophecy, current events. We're talking about Canary Cry shows. We're talking about, all sorts of good stuff. Anything you could want is in there. Go drop your memes. Go chat about Baby Yoda and how he's going to change the world. And
also keep in mind, it's kind of a church community too. People posting about their experiences in the space, but also about the Bible and about God. It's kind of that's sort of the beauty of it, is that you can talk about these other issues and about Jesus and not be like, hey, get out of here with your crazy conspiracy theories, or the other way around. So
that's right.
We are a hybrid.
Nobody's getting triggered. Nobody's getting left out. It's a place for all Canarians to go and hook up with other Canarians just like them. Hook up in the platonic sense. Come on, you people. There you go. I don't know. Maybe it could be a place to find some Canarian romance.
I expect it at this point. I'm
we should
hoping
have a
for the first story.
section.
Yeah. Hey, it's a forum. It's a little throwback, which I kind of like. So if you're into that kind of forum
it is
thing,
a fun little throwback, but it's very robust. This is not your dad's forum. This is in 2019, moving into the future, new type of forum. So I recommend. I command. Everybody
you command.
Go to canarycry.community.
The robot Philip K. Dick states,
I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo.
That's right, everybody. So make sure to do that. Again, that's canarycry.community. And here's the thing. Y'all got friends and family, people you love and care about, who are still getting their news from the mainstream old school places. You need to grab them by the cage and shake it.
Canaries in a cage.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
CanaryCryRadio.com/support. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Sam Swanson, for the new jingle for our support page. Now, speaking of support page, remember, people, we do one additional Canary Cry News Talk show every single week. And if you want access, if you want double the Canary Cry News Talk, Basil and Gon's goodness, you can head to patreon.com/CCNT. That's patreon.com/CCNT. And
you okay, buddy? You doing okay today?
I'm losing
You need some prayer?
I'm losing it. That fake news threw me off. Yeah. You can head over to patreon.com/CCNT and get access to the additional Canary Cry News Talk shows, our extended reports, as well as all sorts of other fun merch, and just get hooked up with us. Send us a message, say hi, and that's a great way to get more Canary Cry News Talk in your life. And again, remember, canarycry.community. Go there, join up, say hi. I'll be there. See you there. And that's it, folks. Thanks for listening to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Make sure to tune in next time. But until then, think outside the cage. Threw a little Nick Cage stink on that one.